Happy Friday. It's Curt and Jen in the morning podcast. Curt is missing in action, and we have co-host Brian Muchinsky joining. It's my friend and my attorney. I'm just going to put that out there. You're my friend. You're my attorney. Love hanging out with you. And it's your birthday. You're joining us not only on Halloween, but also on your birthday.
Happy on my birthday, which is Halloween. Thank you very much. Yep, 49 years. Feels pretty old. Oh, thank you. That was a nice touch. I like that.
So Brian, you know what? Let's just start off by you telling us a little bit about yourself.
Absolutely. I own a law firm here in Bellevue. I think I got the swag in the shot there for you.
Nice. Yes. Well, what is it? Yeah, name it.
Illuminate Law Group here in Bellevue. Right. Two sky bridges from Bellevue Square, I like to say. I teach negotiations at the UW Law School, one section a quarter, which is really cool. I am happily married, father of 4. For the big radio fans in your audience, I used to produce Marty Reamer on the Mountain for a couple years during a quarter-life crisis, hiatus from the practice of law. Big baseball fan, big comedy fan, used to do stand-up. Got to see John Mulaney in Vegas last month. That was really cool.
Wait a second. You do stand-up?
I used to. Yeah.
You don't anymore? Because I'll come see your show for sure.
My paralegal keeps threatening to put me on a list at an open mic night. I don't know how that would work, but I think the idea is that they would like to see me fail at it, right?
No.
Because I spew jokes at them for 9 hours a day. So at the open mic, what they're getting is other people reacting to me. Anyway, I shouldn't have cynical theories. Anyway, big baseball fan. I think I might have mentioned that.
Yep.
Still in mourning over the Mariners.
I mean, I feel like you saying you're a big baseball fan is kind of an understatement. Like, you love baseball. Your office is decorated with baseball. Your dad was a huge baseball fan. Like, you have been a Mariners fan for a long time. Yeah.
I was raised a Yankee fan as a child, and then I moved here in 2001. No, in '98 actually, and I was in law school for the 2001 Mariners, which of course are the stuff of legend, the greatest regular season team ever that lost in the playoffs, because we are the only team that's never, ever, ever, ever been to the World Series.
Thank you for saying that again.
we came one game short. But baseball. For anyone who recognizes me visually, I was in several crowd shots during the Mariners playoff run.
You were in a lot of crowd shots. I'm like, I would text you. I saw you on TV. You're like, cool.
Yeah.
What I do.
My therapist yesterday gave me some questionnaires. I'm probably like borderline autistic or ADHD. Like we're still digging into that. But
isn't that fun when you find out things like that as an adult?
I am not normal. I guess we can just leave it at that.
None of us are.
Fair enough.
Okay, so how is it to have your birthday on Halloween?
Thank you for asking. I personally think it sucks. And granted, I'm trying to get a better mindset about stuff. Like I posted on my Facebook yesterday because I was going to be on your show. I was very excited, and hopefully, if your viewership spikes, maybe Curt's job's in trouble. We'll see. I love Curt. He actually co-hosted. I did a radio show on Northwest News Radio for 6 beautiful years. Co-hosted with Curt. He was great. What was I talking about?
You were talking about your birthday sucking, and you.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I already tried to get it out of my mind. So anyway, people are like, Halloween should be the most lovely birthday, and like, it was not about me. And I got the best comp in the comments. One person said, "My birthday is April 1st."
Oh.
So that's what I want you to think of when you think of a Halloween birthday. It's like people are worried about other stuff, and it's not really positively bent towards you, let's say.
I would 100% be celebrating my half birthday if I was born on a holiday like that. Do you ever do that?
Oh, by the way, my half birthday is April 31st.
Which
doesn't exist. So I actually don't even have a real half birthday because it was a bigger deal as a kid. So yeah, boo-hoo,
Well, you know what? Happy birthday. I'm excited that you're kicking off your birthday with me on the podcast. Coming up on the show, think about this. How happy are you on a scale of 1 to 10? And we also have dictionary.com that just announced a word of the year, and it has no definition. I actually was talking to Macy, my youngest, who is off to her high school right now. And she's like, Mom, I could not even believe it when you sent me that information. Like, well, this is what's happening in the world. What else is coming up?
Oh gosh, I'm gonna give you tips on becoming a better negotiator if you're interested in that.
I am interested, actually.
And we want to talk about things you've learned from your children and or your grandchildren. So,
and of course, Fun Facts Friday. All right. We're just going to get right into it. I don't know if you've heard of this before, Brian, because I hadn't. If your child receives a potato while out trick-or-treating tonight, do not call the police on your neighbor who gives them to it. They're handing out potatoes instead of candy is apparently a real thing, and it started as a joke, but now like they're these versatile spud things, and it's a goofy novelty thing, and kids are like out collecting them too. Have you heard of this?
I had not. I like I say, I'm a bit of a Halloween Grinch for reasons we've already covered at great length. So no, I hadn't heard about the potato thing. For me, it was apples with razor blades when I was a kid. That was the big fear.
Me too. And I mentioned that on one of our shows with Curt, and he's like, come on. I'm like, no, that was legitimately something my mom would be like, we will not be eating any apples if you get any, or we will slice them open. I mean, that was just, it was good. There's going to be razor blades in them.
I don't eat apples to this day. Just why take the risk?
Okay. What are you guys? Okay. I know it's your birthday. I know you also have kids. Are you out trick-or-treating, or are you handing out candy?
So it's both, so it's shifts. I will usually go out with my kids. This will be like the 18th birthday in a row I'm walking around with kids. But then we race back. And so when the lights are off, so when we're out, we turn off the lights.
Okay.
Or now actually we probably have a teenage son who will hand it out while I walk around the neighborhood with Daphne, our youngest. But she's 11, so this might be the last year. It
won't be. Okay. I promise you. What are you guys handing out?
Oh, it's a standard assortment. So we're not full sizes or anything crazy like that. Holy smokes, you're showing me full size. Yeah, no. This is what I do. So it's an assortment bag, and I let the little kids, I let them pick.
Yeah.
Because I always, it was unfair if it's just the fickle finger of fate and your friend gets the delicious Kit Kat and you're holding an Almond Joy. So I like to let the kids at least get their favorite among the options that are.
I feel like we lack variety these days in what we're able to hand out. Like, it's just not there anymore. Like when we trick-or-treated, I just think we had so many types of candy that we got to sort through. And now I just feel like there's not as many that people hand out. Would you agree?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, our economy has cut out the little guy in a lot of areas. So, you've got your two main brands, and you've got the 4 or 5 sub brands for those 2 big companies. And that's kind of what's out there. And if not, if you're out there peddling Peeps or something, or those candy corns, then you're a psychopath. So
that's gross.
Better safe than sorry.
If you're grabbing for candy, if you're stealing some candy from your kids, which I'm sure you never do, what are you grabbing?
Oh, Kit Kat and Skittles.
Really?
Yeah.
Kit Kat. Okay.
I mean, a peanut butter cup is never going to do you wrong. But yeah, no, if I'm feeling chocolate, I go Kit Kat. But
you're feeling foodie, you're going Skittles?
Maybe I am ADHD because, yeah, I'm very meticulous with my Skittles in terms of how many you can't mix them. So you grab 2 or 3 of the same color and you eat those, and you build toward red. Red is the best. I'll give orange to my wife if she's around. She actually likes them, which is.
Oh, gross. I only like the purple and the red ones if I'm going to even eat a Skittle. That's it.
Yeah, yellow and green are growing on me. They're a solid tier 2 choice.
No way. Okay. I am sure that if you have an 11-year-old daughter that you have heard of this word that dictionary.com is going to add. I can't even believe this.
Yep.
Yeah. Yes. 6, 7. If you can't see Brian, if you're not
6,
watching.
7. Sorry, I didn't want to step on. Yeah, 6, 7. Word of the year.
Yeah. Tell us more.
Well, yeah. So there was a South Park episode that which I watched.
You did? I didn't.
Not even as research. I just love that show. I mean, as a comedy fan, they're geniuses. And so, yeah, technically it has no definition. My 17-year-old son told me, like when I first heard of it, that there's this NBA player, I think it's LaMelo Ball, who is 6'7", and so he brought it up in some context in which it was, yeah. And so then the juggling hand gestures and just kind of took on a life of its own. And so, yes, in 2025, the word of the year has no actual meaning. So
that is, I mean, what's the world come to? That's
what
I would like to know. All right. I don't want this to be too boring, but I did put this in there because I found it very fascinating. So it's a little bit of a history lesson. Why do we decorate pumpkins for Halloween? So
I don't. Oh my God. Oh, again, the Grinch. But man, when you got to reach into that goop and just like, that is my personal hell. Like scooping out the seeds and the sinewy wet, like, no. Hard no.
You can use like a glove.
Sure. You can use a glove to handle all kinds of things I'd rather not handle. This is just on my no thank you list.
That's funny that you say that, because Macy had some friends over last weekend to do a pumpkin carving thing, and one of her friends was like, "I'm not carving." I said, "Are you sure? I have an extra. You can." He's like, "No, I don't want to put my hands in that. That's so disgusting. I'm not doing it." I'm like, "All right."
And I will add, I'm also like a D- at fine motor skills. So if you ask me to carve a pumpkin and then laid it up next to 19 other people of any skill, mine would be the crappiest looking one. Like there's no symmetry, there's no sense of it. So combine those two things, and carving pumpkins, like I say, is pretty much the best thing
I'm gonna try to summarize this, because it was this ancient tradition celebrating the cycle of life and death, and it was called Samhain. That was the whole
Celtic, Scotland, something like that, right?
Yeah. And it's they believe that October 31st was the one night of the year when the veil between the worlds was thinnest and spirits could walk among the mortal realm. So they carved out vegetable lanterns. They usually used turnips, but also potatoes or beets were carved with eerie faces to ward off these spirits that might be, coming through this veil. And what happened? The Catholic Church, hoping to convert more people, absorbed the Samhain celebration into the day before their All Saints Day. They called it All Hallows Day on November 1st. And then somebody came over this way, and they started carving pumpkins because it was easier than carving turnips, because turnips are a very hard root vegetable.
Probably less gross to carve, but also...
I mean, for sure less gross. But I mean, I think that it would be really tough to kind of get, like, I don't know. I wouldn't want to do it. So anyway, that's how this came to be. It was a lantern to ward off bad spirits.
To learn more, please check out the Halloween Town trilogy on Disney Plus, which my kids love.
Oh, seriously?
Their film. Yeah, Halloween Town, the original.
Oh, okay.
And,
yeah.
And it sparked, and there's an actual Halloween Town down by the border between Oregon and Washington, where that's their whole shtick. I've been there. That was a fun year. Yeah, we drove to Halloween Town, and the town. It's all they've got. So the set is still basically set up in the town square. And
no way! I feel like I need to go. Is it worth going to?
If you like Halloween, it's a...
All right, you don't like Halloween. You don't like Halloween because it's your birthday.
Your trick-or-treat bucket list should be Halloween Town. Yeah. I need to say the name of the town just for your... You talk about something else. Let me figure out.
All right. We are at the point where I want to ask this question that I posed in the tease, as we call it. How happy are you on a scale of 1 to 10? Brian, what would your answer be?
I'm a lawyer. You can't just give you a number.
You have to just give me a number.
7.
Okay. I would say that I'm probably an
15?
8 to 8.5.
Yeah, the observance of you would put you at the high end. You're elite level happiness, which is probably an act, which as is mine most of the time.
An act? No, I truly am. Like, I really feel like I'm heading toward living my best life. I mean, I think I'm doing pretty well.
I would say I'm happier than I've ever been. It's a positive journey. Yeah, youth is vastly overrated.
But you got to get through it to get to here.
You do. Yeah, you got to make mistakes for yourself.
A new study found that most people are only hovering around a 3.
No, that's too bad.
It could be affecting your health in a big way, or at least not protecting your health. Living life comes with lots of health benefits. When you're happy, you're less likely to get sick. And there's a study to quantify it. They asked people to imagine a ladder with steps numbered from 0 at the bottom to 10 at the top. 10 means the best possible life you could imagine yourself living. 0 is, of course, the worst. They found that on average, a minimum number before you see any health benefits is 2.7. That is so low.
Really low. I mean,
once you're above that, basically 3 or higher, you see more and more health benefits. And the higher you go, the healthier you supposedly are.
Again, is it an objective scale or is it a subjective scale? Are we grading on a curve? Because I need to know what 2.7 happiness looks like. Is that hours in the day? Yeah, no.
Of course, you're an attorney. You have to ask all these questions.
I'm going to ruin this one for sure.
Right? No, you can. It also found that if you're at a 9 or 10, it came with no negative effects, just positive ones. So you know what? Do your best to find some happiness.
And it's so, and I'm depressed, like clinically diagnosed and stuff. And so on the one hand, it's so frustrating to be told just be happier,
right?
Step out of it.
Just like that.
It's a pernicious idea, and yet at the same time, this is what age and wisdom teaches you. 2 things that when you're young you think can't be true can both be true, and yet, and then every day you can make a handful of choices to turn toward the positive versus the negative, and if you build that habit, you can be less unhappy. It's just how it is too.
I love that. I love those words. Would you say, you said you're the happiest you've ever been. Would you say you're also the healthiest you've ever been right now? Would that be the theory?
Probably not. Well, if you include the brain, yes. But no, I mean, I could touch the rim when I was 17. Now Ozempic is the only reason I'm not, 235 pounds anymore.
You do look great. You've worked hard to get where you are, though.
I worked hard to make the money to buy the shot. Yeah. But once you get the shot, it's pretty much idiot proof. At least
takes care of itself.
That's right.
All right.
Sorry, quick point of order. St. Helens, Washington.
What is it?
St. Helens, Washington is where you'll find Halloween Town.
As in Mount St. Helens?
Those are the same words I used. I don't think it's like in the shadow of the destruction. No, but yes, that's what.
Okay. This is the time of the show where we go through our question of the day that we posed on our last show. Our question was, what have you recently learned from your children or grandchildren? I hope you have an answer on this.
I'm so sorry. It's actually in Oregon. It's right on. It's on the other side of the river. So anyway, I got the city right, but not the state, and that does clarify it's in fact not where the volcano erupted.
Okay.
What have I learned from my children, grandchildren recently?
Yeah.
This was not recent, so I'm sorry. I did think about this.
Okay.
The most important thing my children have taught me is to no longer be afraid of needles. Both my sons have type 1 diabetes, and so I was, I don't like needles. Like that was just some sort of privileged thing I was carrying through life. And then my then 1.5-year-old son was diagnosed, and we just started giving him shots, and he would cry, of course, because he was barely verbal. And so the next time it was time for me to get my flu shot, I was like, I don't get to be a baby about this anymore.
Oh, that's a great one.
How about you? What have you learned? You've got 2 amazing daughters. What have they taught you?
I've learned that I can't breathe right with my youngest.
Say more.
No, well, only because I can't do anything right now. I mean,
I see. Oh, because
yeah, Like, I thought I was doing all right. And you know
Yeah.
what? Turns out, I'm not that cool of a mom, and she doesn't want to hang out with me. That's the stage I'm in right now with Macy, which is hard for my mama heart, but I also know it's preparing me for her launch. So
I will say that having my oldest, who's now 19, I was only into like really old music. But when she sort of got into elementary school, I had to or chose to listen to current music. So there's now like a 15-year period in this century, millennium, where I can actually know the difference between your Ed Sheeran and your James Blunt and your others. So
when you were on radio, you were on music radio. So do you
I
feel
was.
well, yeah, I mean, I've always had a love for music. So
That probably helped. Yeah. The Mountain was AAA. We called it in the biz. So it's kind of a couple decade alternative mix. But no, I didn't really. I mean, I learned. Believe me, I knew that Snow Patrol song. I heard it 4 times a day. But chasing cars, counting cars, something like that. There were cars involved. But no, it was really like having a kid, and so we'd play like Name That Tune in the morning before school, and she was good. Hillary, threw over my shoulder there.
I agree with you on the music thing. I feel like I stay hip because of my kids, especially not being in radio anymore. So some things that you wrote in on Facebook, Eric said that 6'7" thing, that's topical. Talked about that is a nothing burger. It's a nothing burger. I'm using air quotes. That's what he said. And Corey said, I've learned. So I will say this, Corey, I know Corey, and she is the mom of a police officer. One of her sons is a police officer.
Okay.
I've learned the strength of both my sons for different reasons, even though my mama heart will still always want to protect them from the bad. I know they've got this. Giving their well-being to God has helped a little bit too. So that's what she's learned.
That's fantastic.
I don't know if you looked at the Facebook post for this, and it's fine that if you haven't, but I just wanted to know if you had. Chris, his was how to pull a loose tooth. That's what he's learned from his kids, and he posted a video with it that I could not even watch the whole thing of.
I'm so glad I haven't seen that because pulling teeth. I was actually talking about this with my kids last night. Is like of all the parental duties, that one and pumpkin gut removal are probably my 2 least favorite.
I can't do it. So this was a video that he had posted with a kid that was standing in the driveway with his tooth and a string around it. And the string, a long string, was connected to the back of a car that was going to start driving and pull the tooth out.
No. Gross.
So gross.
I don't like this.
Okay. What are some of the other ones?
I don't have it up, so you're gonna have to.
Carrie learned from her 7-year-old niece how to armpit fart with a bendy straw, which Carrie then taught me. Carrie's one of my good friends. You put the straw underneath your armpit and it's almost like I used my hand when I was little. Did you ever do that?
Yeah, sure. No, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I didn't use supplements or
Right. Okay. So that's what she learned. Eric, how to use my iPhone and tricks to taking photos. He learned that.
Oh yeah, Hillary did teach me how to the battery on the top right, when it's not a number and you don't know the percentage, then what's your percentage? You don't know, but you go into settings and then now it tells me 99 or 100 or 98 or whatever.
Those kids are smart when it comes to their phones. They're on them enough. They should be, right? Eric said, I learned that there's a difference between white colored chocolate and milk chocolate covered strawberries.
Okay.
It looks like it says Eric, who is his son, volunteered his mom, Lauren, to make them for school, and then told her after school was done that all he wanted was milk chocolate ones. I prefer the dark chocolate. Randy said it can be quite difficult to get a first job. That's what his oldest son is having a hard time finding a job.
Speaking of it being better to be old, I mean, gosh, it's so hard out there for young.
I mean, he's like, I don't want to say this wrong, but he's just trying to get a job at a retail location. And the things that they are putting him through to even get on board, I'm like, don't we just need more help? And I know you don't want to take just anyone, but he's a pretty smart kid. I'm like, oh my gosh, you're making
Eric, my very smart 17-year-old son, applied at Target and they just ghosted him. Didn't even send him a no thank you email to put on the red shirt.
Jeez.
So, it's apparently a hirer's market.
Okay, and then Miriam said how to leave the 80s and properly apply makeup. I know her daughter Maddie taught her how to do that. So that was the question of the day. Thank you for your answers. We appreciate that. Let's see what we have next. Okay. If you're on your phone too much, there's a new phone case that you might be able to buy. It is a 6-pound phone case. A guy in California launched a Kickstarter for a new iPhone case. And the idea is that it's so heavy, you can't use it for very long. He got the idea by strapping his iPhone to a 5-pound dumbbell to cure his phone addiction.
That's smart. That's outside the box thinking. I can.
Would you buy something like this though?
No. Actually, I got my first new iPhone in like 3.5 years yesterday. And I went with the very light case, and my screen. You were saying these kids are on their phones all day, and they are, and so am I. I mean, don't kid yourself.
Are you on your phone a lot, really? I mean, you're an attorney. You're like super busy.
Sure. No, I mean, during the workday, it's only off to the side. But no, in the morning, at night, it's. I start the day with it's not doom scrolling, but it's the equivalent of that, but looking for things that the algorithm has told you would interest you, as opposed
right. I mean, you do get hooked on that when you start scrolling. He said that this guy that developed this new phone case said the dumbbell version didn't work very well because it blocked his camera, and it was also too easy to just remove the phone. So the official version he has made is 6 pounds of stainless steel, and if you want to remove it, you have to use an Allen wrench and remove the 4 different screws.
Yeah. Or just throwing this out there is like a do not disturb mode. You can just push one little button and then you can put it down.
Thank you. He is selling this case. He's just doing the whole Kickstarter thing and trying to raise $75,000. He's only up to about $17,000. But the phone case is going to cost $210 US.
Good luck to you in the capitalist marketplace. Well, the voters will tell you with their dollars what they think of your idea.
Oh my gosh. Brian, this is your turn to teach us the things that you know and teach at the UW, all in a matter of minutes.
Yeah, don't worry. It will only take you 2 minutes to learn everything I have to know about negotiation.
No, tell us all the things. Really, we want to be better negotiators.
All right, so I'll try to keep this very high level. I'll start. So the foundational book of the 21st century on negotiations is called Getting to Yes. And I'm
going to write that down. Getting to Yes.
Getting to Yes. It's a very light, thin read, and it really does. So essentially, my analogy, I'm not trying to get religious here, but there's the Old Testament and there's the New Testament. Like the Old Testament of negotiation is, power tactics, extreme offers, dig in your heels, lie, mislead, blah, blah, blah. And Getting to Yes just teaches a completely different philosophy of what's called integrated bargaining, looking for win-win solutions, trying to explore not just what we want, but why we want it, what we call interest-based negotiation. And so, if you really want to learn, pick up Getting to Yes.
Okay.
Equal called Getting Past No, but Getting to Yes is where it is. So, the one piece of jargon that I will throw at you from the book that you need to know if you're going to have any principled negotiating skills at all is called the best alternative to negotiated agreement, which is BATNA is the acronym. Your BATNA. So if you're ever negotiating, the question to ask yourself is, what is my BATNA? If I don't make a deal with you here right now, what am I going to do instead? And so, for example, if you're negotiating, trying to negotiate a raise for at your job, okay? It's one thing you just walk in, hey, I'd like some more money, please. Well, what are you going to do instead? Are you prepared to go find another job? And so, so this is a very easy example. The best way to get a raise at your job is to get a job offer from somewhere else, right? And then you've got a very clear BATNA. It's, boss man, give me the raise, or I'm going to go across the street and get it there. So never take a deal that is worse than your BATNA, and never turn down a deal that's better than your BATNA. Sort of.
Okay, that's a good one.
The foundational questions that I ask at the beginning of every negotiation are, one, how much do I trust the person I'm negotiating with, and two, how much do I value a long-term relationship with that person. And so the more you trust them, then the more open you're going to be about what you want and the reasons why you want it, in the hopes, again, we're looking for a win-win scenario as opposed to a win-lose. And the more you value the long-term relationship, obviously, the less important it is to win this negotiation. If you're at a a flea market in Istanbul, Turkey, it's all about getting the tchotchke for the lowest price. If you're talking to your spouse about where to go to dinner, maybe take a dive every once in a while, or maybe carve pumpkins every once in a while.
Oh. Someone else needs to scoop the guts, though.
That's right. And a couple other just real quick tips. Listening is a very underrated skill in negotiation. Like normally with active talking, active listening is like, really? But if you're negotiating with someone you can hear, focus your energies on really listening, because they will often reveal more in the undertones or the tone than they may intend. And frankly, if you build trust, if you're negotiating with someone you have some trust with, you can ask them questions. I use a lot of poker analogies in class, and at a poker table, the most valuable information is your opponent's hole cards, right? And they aren't allowed to show them to you, like it's actually in the rules. But in negotiation, you can ask them what they want. And if you have a winning personality and you demonstrate trustworthiness, they'll often just tell you what they want. And then obviously you can choose to use that for good and, try to build a win-win. Or if you wanted to, you could use it to, get yourself the best possible deal, which is.
I think that it takes a while to learn those nuances of, like you were saying, in the voice and the tone and all of that. I think that's like FBI stuff.
Sure. No, at the elite level, absolutely. But again, you'll be surprised how much of it, you don't have to just, read the twitch of their nose. Like most people want to be heard. They want to be understood. And if you are curious, be curious, not judgmental. I stole that from Ted Lasso, who stole it from Walt Whitman. But it really does come into negotiation, because a lot of people are embarrassed about what they want and why they want it. And so if you convince them, ideally, sincerely, that you're interested, it's amazing what people will tell you.
Okay.
And I guess the last one, this was sort of a really, it's a small thing, but if you can absorb it, it might really help you, because we value honesty. It's like a core value in our society, and
right.
and we should be honest in almost all ways. But I'm here to tell you, you're allowed to lie about your bottom line in a negotiation. In fact, if you don't build up the ability to be misleading about, the most you'll pay for a car, that's the example, right? If you walk into a car dealership and they said, what's the most money you're willing to pay for this car? Your choices are to lie, or at best, deflect the question. Hey, nice weather we're having. Or to just tell the truth. And so, lawyers are held to a very high level of ethics. Insert lawyer joke here if you want. But it's written into our ethics rules. We're allowed to lie about the most our client is willing to pay.
Oh, really?
Like that. Yeah, it's called puffery. That's the fun word we've invented for lies you're allowed to tell. And the way we justify it is, it's unethical to mislead someone about a material fact. And we've just decided it's what I tell you about my bottom line, you're not allowed to treat as a material fact, because, for thousands of years, we've built up social customs that you don't have to tell the truth about that.
And people want to negotiate and feel like they've gotten a good deal.
Yes.
I feel like that. That's what I tell Pat, even when we list things on OfferUp or Marketplace, right? It's like, we've got to ask for more, because they've got to feel like they got a real good deal. Like they really got us.
Oh yeah. Oh no, that's a great point. Yeah. So in our society, you can actually mislead people by starting with your opening offer. I think that's kind of a different way of saying what you're saying.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Got it.
And so, you start high, and then they're going to start low, and that's just, we haggle. And that's kind of how society works.
What do you like best about being an attorney?
It's helping people is the sunny side of that egg, and then the underside is is the power that helping people bestows upon you. I mean, lawyers are very privileged people in our society. I know that word has taken on a life of its own, but I can send out subpoenas all day long. And I can pay someone to serve it on you. And if you don't do what that subpoena says, I can get a court order against you doing bad things to you. And that's pretty cool.
Do you like it more than radio?
Bringing those girlfriends in, getting up at 3:30, bringing Marty his coffee, doing blatant stereotyping. I can't.
Don't you feel like it gave you a great foundation for life, though, as you move forward? I mean, I just feel like we're the scrappiest people. I feel like we can do a whole lot with nothing. I've talked to some other radio people about this. Like, people usually can't grasp all the things that we can do having been in radio.
Yeah, I on good days, I have imposter syndrome, probably like most people. But on good days, I feel like I have sort of a supervillain's origin story to be really good at this job. Radio taught me a bunch of stuff. I did improv comedy for a bunch of years. Not that I was any good at it, but just to learn to listen and stuff. And even being on radio, like just bravery in front of groups of people. It's all culminated in
what you're doing now.
I'm the happiest I've ever been.
Okay. Time for Fun Facts Friday. This is one of my favorites that we do because I learned so much that I never remember, by the way, but I do like reading about them.
All right.
Okay, start with do you have them up?
I have them up, yes.
Okay, read a few of them that you've got for the first few.
All right, so let's see. The U.S. nuclear launch system used floppy disks until 2019.
What? There's a little thing up below that about it.
Yeah, so a colonel at the time said it's the Air Force's oldest IT system. Plus, it's the age that provides that security. You can't hack something if it doesn't have an IP address. It's a unique system. It is old, and it is very good. And then I guess in 2019, we said, nah, never mind. Here's the IP address.
Never mind. We'll let people hack us and get in. Okay. Amethyst got its name from the ancient Greek phrase for not drunk because there was a belief that if you put the stones in your alcohol, it would keep you from getting too drunk.
Those Greeks had some crazy ideas. Okay. This is sad. All 16 celebrities that Madonna mentions in the song Vogue are dead.
I know.
And Lauren Bacall was the last to die in 2014, followed by Marlon Brando in 2004. Wow, I wonder that makes me wonder if anybody's still kicking in We Didn't Start the Fire.
We should go through that and look sometime. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm letting you take this next one.
Game 3 of the Dodgers World Series. Sorry, I can't read that word, who the Dodgers are playing. Blue Jays. Featured a record 609 pitches across 18 innings, 6 hours and 39 minutes. The Dodgers won that game and have lost the next two, and now the Dodgers face elimination to the Blue Jays.
So do you want okay, I was going to talk about this later when we talk about the World Series, but who do you want to win? The Dodgers?
I am rooting for an earthquake in which only Yankees legend Don Mattingly is spared. That's the true answer. But I guess the more realistic answer is I don't want the Blue Jays to win. Now, having said that, the Dodgers they have an absurd payroll. If the Dodgers lose, I will see the benefit in that. If you told me, hey, the Dodgers are going to lose the World Series to Team X, I'd say, hooray! But then you pull the label and it's the Blue Jays, and I'm not happy anymore.
Wow. Okay. Have you seen that? Have you seen the little meme on social media with the United States and who's voting for what teams? And so they've got that, I think.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And then we have our state that's voting for nuclear war.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. Same concept, right? So maybe I'm not alone in that very dark preference.
Okay. Of all the circulating U.S. currency in the world, about 80% is in $100 bills. And nearly 80% of the $100 bills are overseas.
That's a sobering, borderline depressing thought if you let it, because that's not
right?
80% of the bills in my wallet. I can tell you that.
And you might have known this. I did not. The difference between a play in the New York's theater district being Broadway, off-Broadway, or off-Broadway is the size of the theater.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I didn't. Over 500 seats is Broadway. 100 to 499 seats is off-Broadway, and 99 seats or less is off-Broadway.
Okay.
Right?
It is also a street. I guess we should probably tell people that, right? So, if a show on this is my autism maybe, but like, if a show is on the street Broadway, it's probably a Broadway show, but maybe you can't, I don't know.
Yeah.
Put the logo in the ad. All right. I'm
Take the last two.
All right. A full moon on Halloween is an uncommon occurrence. It happens only every 18 to 19 years. The last one was in 2020. Oh, remember Halloween 2020? That was fun. Remember the pandemic? Oh, that was probably my favorite Halloween ever. The next one will be in 2039. And this year, the moon will be about 70% illuminated. And last but not least, geographically, the U.S. and Canada are almost the exact same size. The U.S. is only about 1.5% smaller, and it's only 3.5% smaller than all of Europe. So,
I didn't realize that last part. That's the one that was a little bit like, oh my God, really?
Yeah, and you see, and I've spent very little time in Europe, but how the trains and how you can go from here to here, and basically the time it takes to go from Seattle to Spokane, it is pretty jarring.
Okay. All right. Weekend plans. What's happening in the Seattle area? We have a few new movies opening. You want to go through the movies, Brian?
Let's see. We've got Begonia, the Emma Stone vehicle. I think that debuts today, and technically open on Wednesday. But Anniversary is a new movie starring Diane Lane and Kyle Chandler. Big Diane Lane fan growing up. She's on my crush list.
Oh.
And Stitchhead, a lighthearted animated twist on Frankenstein's monster, Stitchhead.
Does your youngest still like to go see those kind of movies? That's an animated kids type movie.
My daughter loves animated stuff, but would rather watch it at home.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know.
All right. I'm going to let you take sports here, especially the first one. What's happening in the World Series? Because
the World Series is tonight at 5:00 in Toronto. The Dodgers face elimination. Should they win, then Game 7 will be Saturday night at 5:00.
Okay, so you're still watching it, is that right?
No. Oh, no.
Oh, you're done. You're just done. You don't even care.
No. I care. I've set myself up to be unhappy either way, but far less unhappy if the Blue Jays lose. Like, Jen, you gotta understand, we were one from being there. If the Dodgers destroy the Blue Jays, then I can say, it wouldn't have made a difference really, because the Dodgers were a team of destiny. But if the Blue Jays win this series, it was supposed to be us.
Oh, I don't even look at it that way. That's funny.
That's why you're a 9 and I'm a liar when I say I'm a 7.
Okay, Hawks are on the road and play the Commanders in Sunday Night Football. The kickoff is at 5:20. College football, Huskies have a bye this week, and the Cougs are in Oregon playing the Beavers, and kickoff is at 4:30. Things happening around the Pacific Northwest. Tonight is the Super Bowl for haunted houses and all that. Most are staying open through the weekend, as are the farms and corn mazes and pumpkin patches and hay rides and all that. The final weekend of Chicago the Musical at the Fifth Ave is playing. In fact, I was reading online that if you don't have anything going tonight and you want some plans, they're offering 40% off tickets, probably because no one's thinking that they're going to go to a show on Halloween. But that's a great deal for tickets, 40% off, and it's a great show.
And it's at the end of the run too. Like you just kind of, they're closing sometime around then. Yeah, that's great. Chicago, fantastic movie. Remember that movie, Richard?
Yeah, I do. I love the movie. Yeah, Disney on Ice is at Angel of the Winds Arena in Everett through the weekend. Brian, how are you celebrating your birthday weekend?
Oh, the whole weekend. Okay,
the whole weekend, because I know that you hate today.
Tonight, yeah, I will give out candy and walk around my neighborhood. And this is probably not the answer I'm supposed to say. I'm definitely coming in Saturday and working, because it is a privilege to serve the people, and this is my to-do list here. The left is the active matters, and the right is the potential matters and other outside obligations. And so,
so you're working on Saturday. Tell me you're doing something on Sunday besides getting an extra hour of sleep.
Oh, that's right. I will get an extra hour of sleep on Sunday or work. Well, I'll get an extra hour of something. No, truthfully, when I'm not if I'm not working and if I'm not at a baseball game, I'm probably scrolling on my brand new iPhone.
You got the 17
Pro Max. They said the Bellevue Square Apple Store said we only have the 1 terabyte of data one available, which I'm assuming is the most expensive version. But I was like, just give me the darn phone.
They started the negotiation high, and you.
That's right. and I value the long-term relationship with Apple, so I clicked yes and handed them my credit card.
I feel like, Brian, I need to drag you and your wife out with me and my boyfriend Pat, and we got to go out and do something fun. I got to get you out and go do something super fun. I don't know what that is yet, but it's going to be something.
You know, I'm not the most social person. Again, I mean, the autism stuff is not a joke. Like I struggle. But you get me to go to lunch. You are a wonderful person. If you and Pat invite Sarah and me to go somewhere, we will go.
Okay, that's a deal. We'll have to figure out a date. All right, let me see. I feel like Curt is the one that usually pushes all these buttons. And
you're crushing it on the producing side, by the way. That's a cool microphone. Where'd you get it?
From you, Brian.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
And this whole Roadcaster thing that I'm using. Thank you so much. When Curt's gone, I use this, and I've been trying to teach myself all the different things, and we're on a new platform recording the show. So if you watch us on YouTube, you'll see some fancy graphics that we've got to add through. StreamYard. I mean, yeah, it's all very fancy. The question of the day / weekend is this: if you could delete one song from existence, so no one ever had to hear it again, what would it be? Do you have an answer to this?
The first one that popped into my head, I guess I might be lynched in the street, would be All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey.
Oh my God. What? Okay, so here's the thing. Someone actually asked this question on the internet already, and I just want our listeners' answers to this.
Sure.
That is one of the most popular answers, and I can't believe it. Like, I don't love Mariah Carey, but I love that Christmas song.
It's an amazing piece of popular music, and I can't explain. It's not like I hear it and I think that sucks. It's a multi-stage process that your brain goes through, that by the 58th time you hear it in a given Christmas season, you're like, I don't want to hear things anymore.
Well, and we're right around the time now that we're heading into November 1st tomorrow that we'll start hearing Christmas music all around. So buckle up. Some of the other answers, just to give you some, like, these are the little thought starters. Last Christmas by Wham? What?
Oh, no.
Hey, what about this? Here, you're going to have an earworm. 1877 cars for kids.
Okay, that's my answer.
Cars
I changed my mind. Because especially listening to radio and being a radio, like that is, I've heard that more than I've heard my children's laughter. And I'm funny, so.
Baby Shark, the Barney I Love You song, Happy by Pharrell Williams. I mean, come on, people. I get the Barney and the Baby Shark thing, but some of the things on the list are hilarious to me. Like, why would Achy Breaky Heart, Billy Ray Cyrus?
Oh, yeah, that You're Beautiful song by James Blunt. I could do without that one.
Are there any?
Beautiful. Remember that one?
Yeah, I know that one. All right. Well, we're going to post that on our Facebook page, Curt and Jen in the Morning, and I'll post it on my personal page, Jen Pirac. I hate that we're like getting to the end of the show. This was so fun, Brian. Thank you for.
This is so fun. Again, I got into radio because I love this stuff. And so to get to go to this fantasy camp with you and have this fun with you is best birthday present ever.
I did. I really appreciate you taking the time, because I know time is money, and I appreciate you. Don't put this on my bill, all right?
That's fair. All right. I'll do no charge this one.
All right. Remember that we fall back on Sunday. We get an extra hour of sleep. So
or work.
Or work.
Or work. You can do whatever you want with that hour. You don't have to sleep.
Brian, sleep in. Do you ever sleep in?
Oh, I love sleeping in. Yeah.
I
double the sleep meds on the weekend.
Oh, okay.
Sleep better.
I have a lot of clocks that don't turn themselves back, by the way. I don't know if that just means I have some old crap. But trying to figure out my car clock is ridiculous. Anyway, turn your clocks back before you go to bed on Saturday night. Again, Brian, thank you. On Monday, we'll have another show and another guest host. My Aussie friend, Ken Grant, will be joining us. Thank you for being here. Thanks for letting us be part of your life. Brian, thanks again. Can't thank you enough. Have a safe Halloween. Enjoy that extra hour of sleep.
Or whatever
On Sunday. And I'll see you Monday. Until then, make good choices, find joy, spread kindness, and laugh, because you know what? It's good for the soul. Bye, everybody. Thank you again.